What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special hybrid episode of the Newberg and Hannah pod and Advice Guys with Hannah for the second week in a row. So, if you're trying to make a mixtape at home, it's Newberg and Hannah pod with special guest Josh and Advice Guys with special guest Hannah. And it's just a really great all together time. With me, as always, is the lovely, the talented Hannah. Hannah, how are you today?
Oh, I'm just dandy.
Amazing. And my dearest and most wonderful friend, Joshua Perlman. How are you, Josh?
I'm fucking terrible.
Really?
Why?
Excellent. So we're going to start off great. We're coming in hot. Hannah's got some news about her situation. Josh is terrible. Who wants to go first?
Hannah.
Okay, so
Did he become
where
a vegan?
no. Where do I even start? Okay, Sunday. Okay, I've spent the last 5 days in a row hanging out with this guy, right? Sunday night or Sunday during the day, go to his house before work. He's like, "Can I keep your car while you go to work?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's fine," because I work a block away from his place. He's like, "I'll pick you up when you get off of work, and then we'll hang out." And I'm like,
Did he want
"Sick."
to borrow your car, or does he just like having cars around?
He wanted to borrow it.
Yeah. Okay.
And then he texted me and he's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to a thing for a little bit." And so I like run down to the bathroom while I'm at work, and I was like, "Hey, like, what's going on? Like, do you want me to go home after work?" He's like, "No, no, stay. I'm just going to a thing like with one of our friends for a little bit. I'll be home soon." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So then I get to his place, and then he's like, "Are you at mine?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Okay." He's like, "Your keys are like on my desk. I left you a sandwich in the fridge, like whatever." And I did kind of just like didn't text back because the way I was, well, I was doing things and I was kind of like in and out of sleep. And I was kind of just like, "What the fuck? Like, what do you mean?" So then I was like, "Do you want me to go? Like, sorry, I've been like laying down, whatever." And he's like, "Well, I just feel bad leaving you at home. And like, what if your dog gets sad?" And I was like, "When has my dog ever come into question any night I've been over here?" And I was just like, "I don't know why you would have me over, decide to keep my car, say you're going to pick me up, not pick me up, then go out, and then, not invite me." And then I don't know, I sent this text and then he didn't answer, and then he comes home and I could tell that he could tell that I was pissed off, and I was just like, "What did you do?" And he's like, "Oh, I just went to this thing, like you didn't miss out on much." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you invite me?" And he's like, "Oh, I didn't think you'd want to go after work. I didn't know if you had clothes." And I was like, "Well, you could have asked. Like, I have a wardrobe in the back of my car at all times. You could have asked. I would have been down to go." Then come to find out, this party that he went to was actually something I was invited to, and I decided not to go because I thought I was hanging out with him. And there was a photographer at the party who was taking pictures, and I see that there's a picture of him and his arm around another girl. And I was like, "Yeah, okay. What is this? You mean to tell me I'm in your bed waiting for you to get home and you're out flirting with other girls?"
Kind of sounds like it.
Yeah. So I'm like, "Okay." And then the next day, we went out with our friends, like the guy he went to this party with. We went out with them to the mall. We had a great time, whatever. And now I'm just sitting here though, like looking back on it, and I'm like, I feel like a fucking fool because they saw him out flirting with a girl all night, and then the next day I'm at the mall with them. And I feel like a fucking dumbass because they know what's going on and I don't. Anyways, then we went to Chris's comedy show on Tuesday. And you know what? We had a fucking great time. We had a great time. And one of the comedians was like, "Who here's on a date night?" And he's like, "Woo!" And I was like, "Oh, like, is this a date?" Like, I wasn't aware. Is this whatever? We have a good time. I get a little too drunk, and we get back to his place, and he was like, "Why do I feel like you're sad? Like, did I do something to upset you?" And I was like, "I'm fine right now, but you upset me the other night." And he kind of was just like, I was like, "Well, can we talk about it?" And he was like, "No, you've had a few drinks. Like, let's be adults about things." And I just like shut down a little bit because I'm like, I am trying to be an adult. I'm trying to talk about like what the fuck happened.
Oh, we lost her.
Yep, she left.
She's going to come back, though. I'm pretty sure of it.
We should probably just talk about her while she's gone, right?
Yeah, absolutely. She doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah, I wouldn't imagine.
She doesn't listen to the show at all. Um, I don't know. Who needs to tell her that she's getting played?
I mean, she knows. She just doesn't want to know. She totally knows.
She has to know.
She 100% knows this guy is like half out the door, but she doesn't care. She likes him.
Yeah, that's tough.
By the way, as someone who's been with multiple people who are half out the door, I get it. I totally get it. And I've been the person who's half out the door. So like, yeah, it's just how it goes sometimes. Every
Yeah.
relationship, one person likes the other a bit more than they like them.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a difficult situation.
What if she was just murdered?
That would be definitely like we would at least have the footage for Netflix for like the Gabby Petito type story.
Yeah,
Which
our podcast would explode.
it would
Murder
be so
guys.
yeah, murder men. So I have one story, but you're terrible. Why are you terrible?
I'm just in a fucking like I'm being mean to people.
Why?
Like am in a bad mood. Like I'm just fucking pissy. Like I'm just grumpy with everyone.
Okay.
Everyone.
All right. Why?
I don't know 100%. I think it's stress, anxiety, frustration. Oh, hi, Hannah.
My phone got too hot.
You're not dead.
We were talking about what would happen if you died.
Like if you were just murdered, if that's what happened.
My phone got. Oh my gosh, what is happening with my phone right now?
Well,
Stop it
I'm
right
not near.
now.
Your phone's so hot.
It's doing great. If
Okay.
in the event that it does get warm again, just wait till it cools down and come back because I'm not near my phone. So, but what you missed is you told us the story. Josh and I had a little discussion about it, but you're not going to know because you don't listen to the podcast anyway. So you'll never know what we said. You've never listened one time.
Yes, I do.
Okay, not the episode that you were on when I interviewed you before you were on the episode every week. Have you ever listened since?
We gotta stop this though.
No, this is great. I'm just fucking with her. I'm just saying you should listen to what we said after you disappeared on the phone.
Okay.
I think we can just repeat it.
I know, obviously. I was waiting for you to do that.
Chris said which one of us is gonna tell Hannah that she's kind of getting played by this guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, she knows. She just doesn't want to know. She knows she likes him more than he likes her. And that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, but yeah, I do. I like him way too much. Like so much. It's fucking killing me. It's eating me alive. And I don't know how to like find the words to be like this is how I'm feeling and like maybe this isn't good for me.
Have you thought about writing it down and then saying it?
I have a million notes on my fucking phone of what I need and want to say. And
why are you still in it?
Because I like him so much, and it's when we're together, it feels reciprocated.
Out of sight, out of mind type thing.
Yeah, it's like all my worries go away, and then the second I'm not with him, I'm like, do I even fucking exist to this guy? Yeah, and like,
is that the only thing you don't like about the relationship? Is just the feeling of it potentially being slightly one-sided?
Well, that, and it's just like I'm like, okay, I'm like, well, clearly he doesn't want to invite me out places because he still wants to act single. And but like if any guy were to approach me, try to get my number, whatever, I'd be like, sorry, I'm seeing somebody. I wouldn't say I'm like dating, I have a boyfriend, but I'd be like, no, like I'm talking to someone. I don't want to go out with you. I don't want your number. And this man is getting his picture taken and it's circulating on the internet. What, you think that's not going to come back to me?
But don't you think you know how much as a person who it herself has posted photographs of like bikini naked picture, meatball sub, dog, bikini naked picture.
Are we talking about my Instagram or hers?
Yours.
Yours.
Okay.
Yours.
Yep,
you know
that's all it is.
You know that social media is bullshit and it doesn't matter. It's just whatever it is. It's one single moment made to look really shiny to make another person feel like shit about themselves. So he's staying at your place. He's coming home to you.
That's how you're supposed to use social media?
Yeah. If he's coming home to you and he's showering first, then there's an issue. But if he's not.
No, he's not. I know like nothing happened there, but I'm like, I know he followed that girl on Instagram. I know he got her number. And I'm like, why?
You have nothing to worry about. He's going to be celibate as soon as his birthday comes.
Yeah, but we also haven't talked about that since then. I'm like, are those cards still on the table? Are you actually doing that? Like, I'm like, there's so much that needs to be talked about.
It sounds a
And
bit both like you're insecure in the relationship and also like you're worried that he's out there looking for something. Or
yeah,
like,
well, I used to not have a worry in the world about it until he obviously told me where he stands now. And now I'm like fucking spiraling about it because I'm like, well, you told me where you're at. Technically, if you do something, you haven't done anything wrong because you've told me that you don't want to be in a relationship, but yet you still are hanging out with me and encouraging me to feel this way about you. So, like, obviously, yeah, I'm going to feel some type of way if you hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Because when I'm with him, he's encouraging it. Like, he talks about, like, how much we like each other or how much, it's just, yeah.
I'm
is he a
sorry you're going through it.
musician?
What?
What?
Is he a musician?
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is fucking standard behavior for every actor, comic, and musician.
Yeah.
Dude's narcissistic and insecure.
Yep.
But I'm
It's
like,
great.
I'm giving him everything in the fucking world. Like, how could you be insecure about that?
No.
Don't give him
It
the
has
link to this
nothing
episode.
to do with you.
I
It
know
has
it doesn't have
nothing
anything
to
to do
do
with
with you.
me.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, this is all just his stuff.
Yep. Yeah. So again, it comes down to if you're happy with the relationship you have, this is the relationship you have. Like you have exactly the relationship that you're okay with.
Yeah.
And if it's a bummer and it's totally something to obsess over, totally get it.
I
And I
just
hope
don't want to be made to look like a fool. And I feel like that's what's starting to happen right now because we know a lot of the same people and people are starting to see things and I'm then finding out later. And I'm still hanging out with him. I'm like, is he pushing the envelope to see how much he can get away with me and how much I'm still going to
What's
I'm
more
still sticking
important to you?
around?
What's more important to you? Other people thinking you're a fool or you feeling foolish?
Well, I do feel a bit foolish right now.
Is that what you're upset about? Is it other people seeing him flirting with a girl or is it you like, why do I like this guy so much and he's kind of behaving like a jerk?
I mean, both. Like I don't want to be made to look like a fool when I've been hanging out with this guy since October. And I
Did
and
you guys
then
Halloween
there's
together?
pictures on the internet. Do what?
Did you Halloween together?
Halloween is a whole other story, and that's how we got to where we are in the first place. Halloween. I spent the whole day with him on Halloween, like all day. We drove
Trick or
around, we watched
treated?
Halloween. Yeah, no, and then he invited me. He's like, if you want to meet me out later, text me. I'll let you know where we're at. And so then I'm texting him. And I'm like, hey, like I think I want to meet up with you. And so then I like go to where he's at. He's not there. He's like, oh my god, sorry, we just left. And I was like, okay, where are you? And he like doesn't answer. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I go over to his house a few days later, and I see a photo booth picture of him kissing another girl. And then I brought it up. I said, you should be better about hiding things. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I saw the picture. And he's like, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know that's so fucked up. I wouldn't want to hurt you. I wouldn't want you to do anything to hurt me. Like, and then we basically had this whole long talk where he's like, I like where things are going. I want to keep this where it's going. And I think it will go somewhere. And then all of November, yes, I know. And then all of November,
By the way, that's a hit song. He should write that down.
Yeah.
I like where this is going, and maybe it'll go somewhere. That's fucking. What is that? Adam Duritz? Is that a? What?
oh my gosh. So then, like, all of November, we're hanging out damn near every day, and I didn't have a worry in the world because I'm like, he just told me he wants us to go somewhere, and we're hanging out almost every day.
He didn't say that he wanted to borrow your car so he could go somewhere, but he was implying it. All right, Hannah, just to bottle this up and to
Yes.
get on to Josh and to our questions,
Yeah.
make sure we're going to play charades, okay?
Okay.
Three words.
3 words. No, you have to be quiet.
Okay.
3 words. First word. Run.
Run.
Go. Run.
Nose.
Run. Second
2
word.
words.
Second word. No. No. Zilch. Never. Done.
Past
Done.
tense of done.
Date.
Closer. Use an O.
Didn't.
Use an O instead of an A.
Don't.
Run, don't walk.
Walk.
Run, don't walk, buddy. You're in control of the situation. It's making you crazy school. You're
Yeah.
obsessing over it. It should be
Yeah.
natural, and it doesn't matter whether or not I think he's a nice guy because he seemed to be a very nice guy. It means that he's kind of playing you and you're letting him and you're obsessing over it. So the next thing is like he's gonna be dumping your purse and you're gonna be picking him up at like fucking Coachella. So don't get into that crazy deep. Josh will agree you're a good egg. It's time to maybe distance yourself from the situation just so you don't go nuts.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. This is 15 straight minutes of how upset you are. I mean, you got some stuff on your brain.
Your phone exploded.
Yeah, your
Halfway
phone
through.
exploded. That's how upset you were. All right, Josh, why are you in a shitty mood?
I'm fucking grumpy, man.
Why?
Super grumpy. I don't want to get into it.
All right, cool. So now we've covered Hannah. We've covered.
No, I disappointed yet another lovely woman.
The British chick.
Yes. Now let's move on.
That's it.
Yep, that's all I want to say about it. No, this is a woman who, for a long time, I met her years ago. We had like a minute, and then we reconnected, and now she's mad at me.
Okay.
Because I fell asleep during phone sex.
That's awesome. That's amazing. That's incredible. Yep, I got to snort. Absolutely. That's incredible.
Oh no.
Like we reconnected seconds ago. And
was it video phone sex or
no,
audio?
No, just audio.
It's not that bad.
It was like 1 a.m.
Were you drunk?
Late for me. It was 1 a.m.
So yeah.
Nobody's awake and sober at 1. Or like 9:30 p.m. That question's valid. And I had like been out, got home at like 11 or 10:30, said I wanted to go to bed early, and then we were flirting, and yeah, I blew it. I didn't boundary. I didn't say like, no, I don't have it in me tonight. And then I woke up the next day to a barrage of texts saying like, I never want to speak to you again.
Have you spoke to her since she said you never want to speak to you again?
I've texted her. She has not responded. She's not responding.
Okay, but honestly, like, I don't think I would be that mad if you fell asleep. Like, it's not like...
Well, I think we met several years ago, had like a very hot couple weekends, and then I ghosted her. And she's... Did you borrow her car? I did not borrow her car. I didn't take a photo with my arm around another woman.
Okay, so far so good.
No, actually, I did to her the kindest thing I think I've ever done to a woman, which I knew I was...
Fellatio in public? Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm Chandler.
No.
I say things when I'm... Okay. What happened? What was the kindest thing that you could have done?
I ghosted her. I disappeared. That was the nicest thing I could have done to her at that time in my life. And...
You couldn't have communicated?
Well, I could have communicated, but I was unable probably to find the words.
Yeah.
But what I didn't do, which I've done to many women, is exactly what your guy's doing to you. I didn't like step back and then step forward and then step back and then step forward. And so coming into it this round, she was just like, I fucking don't trust you at all. I feel like you don't actually like me. And I was like, no, I would give this a go. Like, this seems exciting.
Yeah.
And like, she's one of the most compatible humans with me I've ever met, which was exciting and fun. And so then I fell asleep and she was like, fuck you, you made me feel like an idiot. Fuck off. And I get it. And I'm sad and angry now, and now I'm being like mean to baristas.
Well,
That's how I clock when I'm in a bad mood. Like, I'm the nicest person in the world to anyone in the service industry.
Yeah.
And the second, like, someone's like, actually, it's gonna take a minute to, and I feel myself or hear myself be like, yeah, you know what, just fucking make it whenever you wanna. I'm like, oh, buddy, you're in a bad place. So that's me.
All right. Well, I hope it works out. I hope she forgives you. I hope she understands that was a very human moment.
I think it's better if she doesn't forgive me and she moves on with her life.
All right, that's very
Because ultimately we'll just be on another podcast talking about how I've disappointed her. Because that's what I do.
Seems to be the theme of this podcast. So far we've started out with disappointment, frustration, anxiety, and more anger and frustration and disappointment.
What's going on with you, D-Hat?
Let's see.
How was your show?
Well, it was okay. It was fun.
I heard it was great.
Yeah, it was fun. I felt comfortable in it. I hadn't been on stage in weeks, and I have the anxiety of an entertainer who I'm very good, obviously, at stand-up. I've done it for a while, but when I don't do it for a while, I get in my head and think, can I do this still? Is it going to be fine? Am I going to remember?
I would say palatable.
Yes. And I got on stage and it just felt good right away.
Did you bring your guitar?
I brought it the whole time. Because it was a new room and I was only doing 12 minutes. And I just wanted to be comfortable, and I think I connected with the crowd, and I think I kind of held them. And
yeah, you definitely did.
Okay, so there you go. And then I left, and it was cool. The only fun story I have before we get into our questions, which everyone is just knocking down the doors with anticipation for us to get into. I had my situation this week was not romantic, but I had a situation that made me realize something very hilarious from a human perspective. So as I continue to get more followers on the socials of medias, more people find themselves more easily commenting and think that they have access to me. And I still sometimes respond to comments when I shouldn't. So I posted this really silly joke when the Canadian plane turned upside down, and the joke was something to the extent of there was another plane crash in Toronto. I bet it was the fault of DE, Canadian A, whatever, DEA, DE space EH. Joke did amazing on Threads, did really well on Instagram. Some guy posts on my page, and before I posted the joke, I made sure there was no casualties. No, not one person died. Each person on the plane received $30,000 from Northwest Airlines. They're all okay. They're all given free flights for the rest of their lives. Sure, there'll be traumatic industry. It was just a random joke, no big deal. This guy comes at me and just starts attacking me personally. You're not funny, political, all these different things. So I keep telling him, this has nothing to do with you, dude. I know you're friends with a bunch of my mutual friends, so I'm trying to be cool. And then he just keeps going. So I say openly on my response thread, all right, well, I guess I'm going to go on your page now and just start responding to stuff. So I went on his page, and I said some really horrific shit that was out of context, but it made me feel really good. Stuff that had no real place. It was just I was kind of tired. There was no baristas around.
Were you drunk?
No, I was sober, and I was just, I was in the mood. So I came back at this guy pretty hard, and then I blocked him. And so then he messaged me on Instagram, and he goes, oh, how dare you talk shit about me, then block me. And I ended up talking to this guy this morning for 2 hours. He's really lovely. We just went back and forth. And I realized that this guy he's going through some stuff, and he just wanted some attention. I think that's what every person who comes at you on social media wants, is attention. But 2 hours later, after talking to this guy, I'm like, this guy seems like a good dude. But in that moment, he suckered me in. I got to remember to not take the bait. I just got to remember. Yeah. So it was a valuable lesson.
Don't take the bait. You could also not make a lame joke about a plane crash and DEI hires when what's happening in the country is happening.
There's never a funnier joke than Don Jr., Eric, and Ivanka are the original DEI. That's the greatest joke ever.
That's a good joke. That's punching up. The other one's punching down.
It is not. It's Canadian speak. My friends in Canada laughed.
Stop it with my friend.
One of them's black. Yeah, one of them's black.
Exactly.
One of them's
exactly.
black. Yeah. One of them's
Well,
black.
I can say
and
that because
Canadian.
my friend who lets
Yeah,
me say that.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we're all on the same page, we've all had a fantastic week. We've all done really great stuff, and we've all contributed to the world and showed how perfect and how not crazy all of us are. Let's help other people and fix
All
these
right.
questions.
Hi, and welcome to Advice Guys, a weekly advice podcast hosted by blah, blah, same thing. All right, first question. Hey, Josh. Hey, other Josh. I fucking love this person.
I'm other Josh.
I think Hannah's other Josh.
Oh, fair.
I was dog sitting for my sister, in parentheses, 33, and I found a baby book tucked in the drawer. I thought this was weird because she doesn't have kids. I opened it up, and it's about her dog. Dog italicized. Like first bark, first time meeting grandma, even first time eating a bone. She even has pictures of the dog sniffing another dog's butt. First sniff. This is amazing. There's a label of her first hump, but no picture. It was the weirdest fucking thing. Not only do I never want to go over there again, I want to tell my mom. I know she can't get in trouble. Yeah, because she's 33. But like, I feel like she should. Is a baby book for her dog a serial killer as I think? Or are people just like that now? Do I let her live her truth or stage an intervention? Is this like a dog porn situation? It's so odd.
I'm going to let Hannah field this because I've seen more pictures of Hannah's dog than any other dog in the world.
Okay, well, I mean, what if it's like a gag gift? Like, what if it's not serious? Like, maybe someone got it for her as like a joke, and then she just like has it, and it's just like, oh, this is funny.
Do you have a first hump pic of your dog somewhere?
No, but
Okay.
No, just the guy she's dating.
I think it's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny, but also, I mean, if it's serious, then that's like a whole other thing. But my first thought would be like, oh, it's like a gag. It's like a gag book.
Even if it isn't a gag, fucking let her love her dog. Who gives a shit? Like,
Yeah.
Great. She's weird and likes taking photos of her dog and making a collage.
But the real question is what are you looking through your sister's shit for? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're dog sitting. She's out of town. You're like, what can I find?
I'm just getting like a baby book. Like, she scrapbooked pictures.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, she's super into her dog.
Like, maybe too much.
Okay. I thought it was like someone, like those books where it's like something for dummies, like that kind of thing. I thought it was like something like that.
Beneath the collage about her dog is probably a journal in which she describes dating me. She loves that fucking dog. He's here. He's always here, and he's the same.
I mean, I feel like people take a lot of pictures of their animals. Maybe some people like to scrapbook it. I don't know.
I don't think it's hurting anybody. I mean, if that's what she's into it.
It's definitely not hurting anybody.
But you should definitely tell your mom.
Yeah, I wanted to. I love I know she can't get in trouble.
Why would she get in trouble for that?
I know, like they seem to have what's the dynamic of this relationship? Please write in next week. And what happened between you and your sister? There seems like a lot of contention.
And why don't you trust your sister to just like fucking be going through it and love her dog a bunch?
And next week when you go back, please tell us if there is a first hump picture finally in there, and snap a pic of that and please attach it. First hump.
I definitely think you should tell mom because mom will just be like, "Shut up."
Yep, exactly. All right, one life saved.
All right, we're on to the second question.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm straight, but I really love Grindr. Is what I want on my tombstone. That's what I want fucking on my tombstone. I was straight. Josh died the way he lived, straight but loving Grindr.
Oh my god.
I'm straight, but I really love Grindr.
Look at Hannah's face. She's like, is this
I
what
can't
they're
see it and the email at the same
about?
time.
Okay.
All right. Hannah's face isn't doing it, I think.
It was a second ago. She had that, oh no, is this another question about me?
I hope this is a question about the Crunch steam room. Okay, I'm straight, but I really love Grindr. I love how forward and forceful the men are. I thought I was aggressive in college, but yeesh. I have a fake pickup so I can match and see if anyone likes me. They do, so I flirt back, but it's mostly morbid curiosity. I do it a lot. The other day I canceled a date with my lady so I could stay home and play on it. I would never act on it. I mean, I don't think I would. Do you think it's cool to tell the woman I'm dating? Question mark. I feel like it's harmless, but I don't want to upset her. I kind of want her to be okay with it, but will that freak her out?
Yes. Oh my god, wait, stop. I have so many thoughts.
I do
mean,
too.
Mansa's not straight. You're not straight. I'm sorry.
Look into the camera, Hannah. Look into the camera. There you go.
Are not. Like, look, sexuality's on a spectrum, whatever, but like, you don't cancel a date with a girl you're seeing to flirt with guys on Grindr. That's fucking crazy. Oh my god.
You do if you are feeling so like underloved and insecure that like you're getting it from fucking Grindr. Like, take sex out of it. Just like internal feelings. Take like the man or woman part out. Like if somebody's gassing you up and making you feel super loved and the person you're with isn't, like that's how every fucking affair in history has ever happened. I mean, every time I've stepped out, it's totally been because I've felt like underloved in this situation, unhappy, and then I just like meet a person who's like, I think you're fucking great, and you're smart, and you're handsome, or all the dumb things I care about.
And when they say that, do you just see the hourglass time disappearing in their head for how much longer they think that?
Yeah. Okay. Yes, I do. But they think it at the moment. You fucking cunt.
So yeah, I kind of think also that she would be upset. I don't think that she'd be okay with it. I mean, cheating on any level or flirting on any level.
I think this... Wait, I want to go back to... I didn't mean to cut you off, Hannah. I do think there's a chance he's gay. Okay. I didn't want to shut that down entirely. Because I don't know how a guy like is just like, what if I check out Grindr? What's that like?
You know, why'd you get on it in the first place?
When I did America's Got Talent a long time ago, I had a friend who wanted to introduce me to this guy whose job was an introduction specialist. He introduced different celebs to different people, made connections, made his money that way. I remember his name, but I'm not going to say it. And he was
Shiraz.
It was Shiraz Pantometer, and he was married. But whenever he would talk to me, he'd be like, "You and ever your guy friends ever just get around in a circle and just jerk off in front of each other?" And I'm like, "No, I don't." And he's like, "Oh, my wife loves it." I'm like, "I don't think she does. I don't think she loves it." And is your wife's name Jeff? You know what I mean? It's just like it didn't track. So if he's got all these feelings, I think he's probably bisexual. If he still like obviously loves his lady. I'm straight. I love Grindr.
I think he's probably interested in men, because if he were just like, by the way, while I was reading that question, I was like, oh, is that a way I can get some dopamine hits? But
yeah, probably.
But then my head immediately went to like, why wouldn't I just like go on fucking Hinge or Raya or some of that shit and get it? Like that's where my head would go. So, and like, I'm the gayest of the three of us by far. So the fact that that would never even occur to me, like, he clearly wants attention from men. Mm-hmm. And the men being forceful bit. Like,
but it's weird that he has a fake picture up. It's not. They're not even giving him the attention.
I know. He's insecure.
It's a fake pic. Wait, he said it's a fake picture?
Yeah.
I think it's a fake pic because he doesn't want to get wrecked on, you know what I mean? Like, he get recognized.
Yeah.
Because I believe Grindr works, or I know this because I've got a lot of friends who are on Grindr. Like, it shows who's in your vicinity. Like, that's how it works.
All right.
Because the gays are smarter.
I bet.
It's like, what's closest?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean,
All
I
right.
think the smart thing to do is
We should offer him some advice.
We did. He's got to be honest with her
He's got to be
Yeah.
honest with himself.
yeah.
and her, because if he's like, based on the like connecting all the parts of the show, if you saw the first part of the show, you saw how devastated one of our hosts on this show was by not knowing all of the information and feeling in the dark.
Are we talking about
Imagine,
me?
yes, we should talk about the fact that this guy is probably, I mean, his lady is probably on a podcast right now talking about how she doesn't understand why he keeps canceling and staring at his phone. I think he needs to be honest with himself and with her.
Yeah. And also try kissing a man.
Yeah.
Maybe give that a shot.
See how that feels.
Fuck
Yeah,
it.
just go fuck a guy.
Yeah. See if it works for you.
I don't care where you live. Go to a gay bar, meet a guy. That night, you'll be able to go home with him because he's a guy. And have some sex and see how that does it.
Yeah,
and
see
then
if
tell
that
her
makes-
about that.
and see how see how that goes.
Yeah. Then have the combo. All right.
Question 3.
No hi, Josh. No hey
Nothing.
advice, guys. Nothing.
Just goes right into it.
Just straight up into it. Just
Damn.
raw dogs into the question. My neighbor keeps delivering me candy. All right, that's weird. No note, no explanation. Just random chocolates, expensive chocolates. I don't know her well at all. She never wants to hang out, just candy at my door. I always say thank you, and she makes a big deal of how it's her pleasure and she likes to give gifts. A week ago, I forgot to thank her, and I came home the next day and chocolate was smeared on my door. In the words, "You're welcome." What?
Shut up. Oh
I
my
can.
god.
I confronted her, apologized, and told her I didn't mean to offend her. She apologized for overreacting. The next day, the fucking chocolate showed up. How do I stop this without getting murdered? Signed, Rachel.
There's no way. How is this real? Oh my gosh. Wait,
I can
she's
tell you that, like, this is. I've been in this relationship.
She's hand delivering chocolates.
Yeah, this
Or,
is
like-
what happens. This is what happens. This is every woman I've ever been attracted to. Just like shows up out of nowhere, delivering nothing but kindness and love and the sweetest. And I'm so gracious and so thankful and appreciative to it or for it. And then one day, like I'm distracted and I forget it. And then like there's a baby boiling in a bucket. It's just how it goes. There are volatile women out there.
Yeah.
I think I look at it a little differently. I mean, that's a good observation and it's a good analogy or metaphor. I always get those two confused.
I
But
meant to say bunny boiling, by the way. It was meant
Bunny
to
Boy,
be
yes,
the
the alliteration would have really sold it. I think it's important for her to recognize someone is fucking delivering free chocolate. Just keep saying thank you. It's chocolate.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, right?
I mean, I think like, of course, you just keep saying thank you, but knowing that someone is that volatile, then you like have to be aware that, like, if somebody smears "you're welcome" in chocolate on your door, that's a person who's got some big feelings.
It's incredible, and I want to know like what kind of energy, like your welcome chocolate energy, should also be a T-shirt.
But also,
Sure.
I'm like confused. Okay, so the neighbor's delivering chocolates to this person's doorstep.
I think she's not. It sounds like she's knocking on the door and saying like, "Hey, I brought you chocolates. Oh, thank you so much for the chocolates." It doesn't sound like she's leaving them and leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
Well,
sounds like each time there's an interaction.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm like, how would you forget to say thank you if she like came and hand delivered them? That's why I'm like, maybe the person just dropped them off and the person then forgot to like go to her door and thank her. I don't know.
See, I think it's every day that there's chocolate by her door, so she either texts "Thanks, Marge," or
Mm.
whatever.
Oh, maybe it's that way. Yeah. That might be right.
And then she forgot, and then all of a sudden Marge was like, "Don't fucking thank me. You're welcome." Fucking.
Yeah.
I think Marge
That's
is.
possible. If it's that way, by the way, Chris, if it is like a text situation, then Marge is on the spectrum of sociopathy. Like that's
Yeah.
a huge overreaction.
I just think you just keep the situation calm and just keep saying thank you. It's the safest way. Because otherwise you're going to be murdered.
Yeah, but then you're allowing a murderer into your life.
What are you going to do? Call the police? This woman keeps delivering chocolate to me. The police are going to be like, so?
Actually, the police might show up and shoot the chocolate.
Yeah. Wow. Is the chocolate Canadian?
No.
Hannah, is your phone about to explode again because you look like you're disappearing from the movie Back to the Future?
No, I don't think so. Is it fuzzy?
You're a little fuzzy.
Did you stop your parents from getting together? Maybe that's what happened.
What? Oh, yeah. All right. Well, there's
what? Are you in like a cargo van? What's happening?
I'm in my car, and it's hot in here. I don't have the AC on.
Okay. Well, we only have 2 questions up. We'll go quick.
You can't use your phone in the house?
There you go. You're better. No, her Wi-Fi sucks.
Yeah, but you just turn off your Wi-Fi on your phone, and then you're just on your phone.
I don't have good signal in my house, so it's really hard to just live here.
Trust me, this is way better.
Okay.
This is way better.
All right.
A little fuzzy for the last 2, but all right.
Next question. My wife and I have been married for 3 years. Dated for 1. When we first started dating, we had a lot of sex. Weird, fun sex. She always wanted me to be a massage therapist, and she was a fancy lady at a spa. We did a lot of things, but then we got married. Now it's the only way she wants to do it. I'm Marquise, and she's at the spa. She will only let us listen to the Eagles' greatest hits. Yep. She won't let me touch her unless these 2 things happen simultaneously. If I hear Desperado one more time, I'll vomit. The sex is great. I love my wife, but this is madness. What do I do?
I don't know, but you have to think that if he's getting her from behind, he begins with "on a dark desert highway." Yeah, for the win. I don't know.
I mean,
that's just...
she's clearly got some kind of kink going on.
Clearly.
But for that to be like the only way to have sex is a little crazy.
Again, I think it's a question of all 4 of these people who've asked questions. It's not hurting anybody. It's just like it's a question of whether or not you can handle the fact that the only way your wife wants to get off is if you're pretending to be a masseuse and she's a fancy lady at a spa. Does she go to spas all the time? Have you met a Marquise?
All the fanciest ladies love listening to the Eagles. That's what I know.
That would be so tough for that person, though, because the Eagles are played constantly on like AOR stations. It's crazy.
I mean, this one's like either just keep having the great weird massage therapy sex, or talk to her and be like, "Hey, sometimes I want to be massaged." Or sometimes we don't have to be in a fucking massage studio at all. We can just be in bed together.
Just communicate.
And have you heard
a bit of chatty?
And have you heard Meatloaf's "Bat Out of Hell"? Just as an option, just to switch it up.
I was so mad after Meatloaf died from COVID.
Because
I feel like I came up with the 2 out of 3 ain't bad joke first, and then it was everywhere, and I was like, God damn it, that was my joke.
That's funny. I think that a lot of people, there was another joke.
I also made, by the way, I made the I would do anything for love and 2 out of 3 ain't bad joke. I made both of them immediately. Like, way too soon.
You won. You won Meatloaf's death.
God damn it.
I think you're okay. I think so far everybody's okay as long as you're not hurt anybody. Just be honest and enjoy.
Yeah.
That's what I say. All right, let's wrap it up. Let's bring it home with question 5.
All right, we're doing the final question. Hi, I co-host a pod with my friend. All right. He's also a comedian. Maybe the best comedian in the world. Our pod... Chris, did you write this about me?
No.
Our pod is really fun, and I love doing it. We mostly talk about life and the guys I'm dating. Chris, did you write this about me?
No.
I went to go see his show the other night with the guy I'm dating, and I told him, no matter what you do, don't say anything about the pod, because then the guy I bitch about would find out and I'd get in trouble.
This question sounds familiar.
His show was amazing. Maybe the best comedy show I've ever seen. Chris, did you write this about me? He apologized. Oh, wait. Maybe the best comedy show I've ever seen. But the second we saw him, he says to my man, you should listen to our pod. He apologized and said it was an accident, but I am so mad. How do I get revenge on my friend, the brilliant and master of his craft comedian? I'm so angry. Also, he's a great writer. Chris, did you write that? Chris, did you write that about me?
Who's that question from?
H-Town.
H-Town.
Is that about doing the pod with me and how I brought my guy to see you do stand-up?
Yep, sure is. And how you both were on Grindr but dating other people. Josh, did you hear the story? Did we talk about it?
Do we talk about what?
This poor situation. So with H-Town. So
no, I just read it. I assume what happened is Hannah brought her guy, the vegan musician who's not going to have sex with Hannah for a year, but probably other people, to a show.
Uh-huh.
And your autism sparked after she said, please don't mention the podcast. So then what your perseverating nonsense brain does is, I have to mention the podcast. All I have to do, maybe I can do it subtly. Maybe I can do it in a funny way. And then what happens is, you should listen to our podcast. Look at my giant head.
That's exactly what I said.
I was like, what the fuck, man? I literally said the one thing you shouldn't bring up is the podcast. You could bring up anything else. And you're like, wordplay.
So wait, no, it was close. First off, I don't know who this question is about. I don't know anything about it. But I do know.
I nailed it though.
I think you probably did. It was funny because she said, "I'm coming to the show." She's like, I said, "Are you bringing that dude?" She goes, "Yeah." And she was like, "Whatever you do, don't talk about the thing. Don't say anything." And I'm like, "You're fair. You're safe. I'm not going to do anything." So I do the show. I don't see her in the audience. I'm going to leave, and I see her on the stairwell. And I go, oh my God, there's Hannah. And then in my brain, I go, don't talk about the podcast. And then I walk up and I see her. And the second, I'm like, nice to meet you. I'm like, you should look at me. Like it spilled out exactly like that.
Because you're on the spectrum.
Exactly. And then immediately Hannah's face, who was not sober, according to her, immediately went from, oh my God, it was so nice to see you, to you motherfucker. And then I was like, when do you want a pod? Tomorrow? She goes, no. And I go, Thursday? She goes, Thursday. And that was it. So I said, sorry, I didn't mean to do it. It just happened.
I was more kind. You said, what day do you want to do? You said you want to do the podcast tomorrow, Thursday. I said, Thursday. Yeah. So I'm going to be at this boy's house and hungover tomorrow morning. Yeah, I was mortified. I was mortified for a split second. I'm like, oh no.
But
because you know what? If he wants to go find it, he could easily find this. And he's going to hear me bitch about him for 20 minutes today about how upset I am.
Wait, say that again? If he wants to what? You cut out.
I said, if he really wanted to find this podcast, he could easily find it. And then he's just going to listen to me bitch about this for 20 minutes about how upset I am. And I don't know what to do. And I'm badly in love with this boy. And I'm just being played in front of my fucking face.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Which is worse? If he listens to it and hears everything, or if he doesn't?
I
mean, neither are worse. I mean,
if he listens to it, first off, he's gonna, as Josh mentioned,
if he doesn't bother.
But if he listens to it, as Josh said, he probably will, because there is a potential of narcissistic tendency here. So he would listen to it because it's about him. No one is going to not listen to an episode of a show that's about them. And if he thinks, oh, it's 49 minutes long, he's not going to be like, oh, that's a little too long. He's going to be like, that's 49 minutes of me. And if it starts off with 20 minutes of me, there's no way they're not going to wrap it up with 10 minutes of me. So, and then during this time about him, you've expressed yourself. You said the truth. You've said, this is what I think. This is what I feel. This is what I've been trying to say, but you won't let me tell you. Why do you take my fucking car? Like all of these different things.
Yeah.
So Josh's question is a great question.
But in his defense, like, I'm a narcissist and I haven't watched any of Sex and the City, and I'm pretty sure Candace wrote that all about me. So
Yeah, absolutely. And again, neither Josh nor myself know this guy personally. He seems
Yeah.
very nice to me. This
Yeah.
is just our perspective from your side of the story.
Of course.
So with that said,
And I don't have anything like bad to say about him. I'm just like upset with with the way I'm. Yeah.
we
have
get
you
it.
talked to him about any of this?
We haven't like really talked about things since he told me he wanted to go celibate. If that's even real or not, I don't know at this point.
You should remix Cool in the Gang Celebration, but make it Celebration and send it to him. And then be like, celebrate good times. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
All right. All right, everybody. Great work as always. Very fun to do an episode with both of you. Hannah, do your thing.
Yes.
Go not New Jersey this week. Go a different
Okay.
accent.
All right, guys. Wherever you are today, wherever you're listening, like, comment, subscribe if you're on YouTube. Let us know what you want to hear from us. You could write in questions to adviceguys11 at gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram. You could do whatever. Just like listen to us wherever you get your podcasts.
Is that Australian?
I don't know.
It was Australian.
Yeah,
I think it was
pretty good.
Australian. No, it was great.
Yeah, it was really good. That was a good job. All
I
right,
now understand how people look at me when I start speaking in an Irish accent. How
Josh-
different and great it is.
Josh, sign off in an Irish accent.
Thank you for listening to Advice Guys 11 at Gmail or Advice Guys the podcast or Newberg podcast, whatever it is this week. It's fucking hybrid. I don't fucking know. But thank you so much for listening. You're all amazing. And I'm going to go get fucked.
All right, I will say in a head injury accent, please like and subscribe both shows. Singer guy, be nice to Hannah. Baristas, beware of Josh. And have a great week, everybody.